You're watching the 2019 SCAC Fall Media Days. It's day 8, and we're taking a look at the Schreiner University Mountaineers men's soccer program. Mountaineers coming off a 3-14-2 season a year ago, 2-12-2 in SCAC play. Schreiner will be once again led by head coach Casey Collins, along with senior midfielder Daniel Banda. Coach Daniel, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Coach, we'll start with you. You're heading into your second year as the head coach there in Kerrville. As you kind of took inventory of your first year a season ago, what did you learn heading into year two, and how excited are you to get back with the guys and get this second year going?
Yeah, last year was it was a learning curve for us. Right, it's a very competitive conference. I think we learned a lot as a group from day one of preseason last year to day one of preseason this year. A lot of it for us was we were young last year. We're young again this year, but really growing with some of the returners and getting the guys to buy into what we're trying to do. I think the freshmen last year learned a lot, and they're being good role models for the new guys this year, and we're excited about the group that we have going into this year.
Daniel, going into your final camp, your senior season, where is your mindset? Coach talked about this being a young team. I think there's nearly 30 underclassmen as you look at this roster. So as one of the senior leaders on this team, kind of where is your headspace as you head into this final preseason, and how are you shouldering some of those leadership responsibilities as one of the seniors on this group?
Well, as one of the seniors, I'm being helped by other seniors as well. It's just not under my responsibility to do it, but I think being able to motivate them throughout this preseason and leading up to the start of the season, I think it's just helping to motivate them. I think motivating them is really, really key, and they're all buying into the new atmosphere.
Coach, you brought in another huge class this season. Last year, you had 8 freshmen play in 10 or more games. As I mentioned to Daniel, nearly 30 underclassmen in camp for your Mountaineers this year. What are you trying to establish with these young guys early in preseason when you have this much time with them before the year gets started? And for those freshmen that were there a season ago, now sophomores, what are you kind of looking for them in terms of taking their next step now that they've had experience with you?
Yeah, so for the freshmen, it's getting them up to speed of play. The college game's night and day different than high school and club and anything these guys have seen. We set our preseason up to be playing some very good junior college and NAIA programs. So a chance to just kind of usher them in. I think we've got some guys that have stepped up tremendously as freshmen. The sophomores, it's just being able to see their growth from year 1 to year 2. Obviously, like you said, we had a lot of freshmen play some big minutes last year. We're going to have a lot of freshmen, sophomores playing big minutes this year as well. With having 3 seniors on the roster this year, I think we have 4 or 5 juniors. We're going to be relying on the young guys to come in and step up, and with that, we understand there's going to be some of those growing pains. Freshmen haven't quite figured out what it takes to be successful for an entire season. They're going to have some ups and downs, and just helping those guys grow through that, and hopefully the sophomores can be those guys that the freshmen lean on throughout the season as times get tough and as their bodies start breaking down a little bit.
Daniel, last year as a junior, you played in 15 games, making 14 starts, registering 2 assists in over 830 minutes of action. What have you worked on individually over the course of the offseason this summer to continue to refine your game and get yourself as prepared as you possibly can going into the senior year?
I think this year I tailored my fitness and just getting a little bit more stronger on the ball. I think that's being able to be stronger on the ball. I think that's something that I've been working on so much this preseason, as well as just keeping my fitness level up high. Like you just mentioned, I've played a lot of minutes, but just keeping that fitness level high.
Coach, as I look at the schedule from a season ago, and I know the results probably were frustrating, but you have 5 losses last year by just a goal. 2 of those were in overtime. If this team comes out on the other side of those games, all of a sudden it feels dramatically different. What is the key to kind of taking that next step as a team this year, and in those close games getting on the right side of the result?
Yeah, I think that's a 2-part question. I think obviously we talked about the defensive side of things, like you mentioned, losing 2 games in double overtime, 2 games that we felt, we were on the wrong side of that game. A couple of those other 1-0 losses or 2-1 losses were games that we felt like we had done enough to win. So really working on the defensive mentality, late in games, how we defend, the fitness levels with that. And then on the other side of the ball, it's burying our chances. I think in the first 5 or 6 games of the year last year, we were averaging close to 12 shots a game. And obviously we weren't converting those opportunities into goals, and you sit there and you bury 2 or 3 goals early in a game, and we're not having this conversation. We're sitting there saying we won 6 or 7 games last year and feeling a little different. So for us, it's being better on both sides of the ball. We've really worked on our defensive shape this fall so far, and just kind of transitioning in to how we attack and being more dangerous, on set pieces and in the final third.
Finally, Daniel, for you, as you look ahead to this season and you've had conversations with your teammates getting prepared for the year, what are some of the team goals for this 2019 season? What will be key in order for this Mountaineers program to achieve those?
I think one of the goals is to definitely make the conference tournament, and having like the positive goal differential as well, and not getting scored in the last 10 minutes of each half. I think that's, like Coach Collins said, being effective in the last couple of minutes of each game, to solidify the score, will help us, achieve our end goals.
Coach, to wrap things up with you, as you look ahead to this second year for you at this program, what are your expectations with this team as they take that next step? This season will be successful for you if what plays out on the field this year?
The biggest thing for us is conference tournament. We expect to be fighting to be in that spot and growing game by game. It's a process. We're not gonna sit there and dwell on an individual result, win or loss. But as long as we see growth throughout the year and we're sitting in 1 through 6 and playing in the middle of November, that's going to be success for us.
Schreiner University Mountaineers men's soccer program. Again, Schreiner will be led as they head into the season by head coach Casey Collins, along with senior midfielder Daniel Banda. The Mountaineers will open up the 2019 campaign Friday, August 30th, when they take on Laterno. Coach, Daniel, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.